Joining me now is Vivek, Arya, Senior Semiconductors Analyst at Bank of America Securities. It's good to have you here, Vivek. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Was it, correct me if I'm wrong, was it just yesterday? Is it Microsoft who's trying to make some of their own chips now to try to not have to give quite so much share to Nvidia? I mean, at some point, are people going to have to adapt because they have almost monopolistic control of a market that they pretty much created?
Sure. So first, I would say that we are in very early stages of the adoption of this generative AI or large language models. This is probably the first year of what could be a 5 or 10-year investment cycle. And the main requirement is very high levels of computation, very advanced levels of networking. So it requires more than just making the first generation of a chip. You really need full stack computing. So you need to be good in the front end of design. You need to be very good on the software side. You need to be very good on the developer side. And you need to do that with a lot of scale. So I do think that Nvidia checks all of those boxes. But that doesn't mean they will have 100% market share. I think you will see the cloud players. Google has always had their internal product called the TPU. Amazon has had a product called Inferentia. But over the last 5 years, we have seen Nvidia's data center business essentially, grow 10 times, right. Despite all that competition. And I think generative AI takes us to the next level of complexity of this chip making. So we do think Nvidia can hold it or even expand their market share.
So is it true that some of their newer chips, I mean, these could be $20,000 or $30,000 a pop?
Yeah, you have to look at the range of investments that is going into this market, that you have the top 3 or 4 hyperscalers that, along with the ones overseas, spend over $150 billion in cloud spending. That's a lot for their internal workloads. That's for a number of public workloads. But what is common to all of these hyperscalers is this adoption of AI. Because AI is what helps them mass customize their offering for a whole range of recommendation systems, e-commerce, social, and now this new form of generative AI. I think we are in very early stages of that. So yes, it is true that Nvidia's newer products are 2 to 3 times as expensive as what they're replacing. But you also have to keep in mind that the amount of performance optimization they offer is probably 8 to 10 times the products they are replacing.
Wow.
And I think that is the key. So that on a per unit basis, they're actually offering a lot more performance and lower power consumption than they used to in the past. That's the value proposition.
No, it's incredibly valuable, and to the U.S. In particular. So if the government ever moved to restrict sales externally, do you know what the breakdown is for Nvidia, revenue or earnings-wise, in terms of U.S. versus foreign sales, or China in particular?
Sure. So there are restrictions already in terms of the most advanced AI products that they can ship to China. They have modified those products to conform with U.S. restrictions. So China is only about 15–20% of their sales. That's usually the mid to low end of their products called the A800 or the H800. The most advanced products are still really dominated by use in among the U.S. hyperscaler and the U.S. enterprises. So I think those restrictions are there. The other thing to keep in mind is that when you look at the China hyperscale market, which is really the big adopter of Nvidia products, it's actually a very small part of global spending. And most of the use cases in China tend to be very consumer dominated. They're not the kind of enterprise use cases that I think will dominate a lot of this generative AI adoption in the U.S. So we do expect the U.S. market to be very strong, 70–80% of demand. But they have been able to modify their products to conform with the U.S. restrictions to ship to China as well.
I guess my final question is, if all of this now seems so obvious, why didn't we see it a year ago,
No, it's a good point. I think what really changed is late last year when OpenAI put this interface out to the public.
True.
Right? This ChatGPT interface. And I think that really has stimulated a lot of attention. It's created really this cycle of adoption that is just kicking off. It's not just the top 3 or 4 hyperscalers. Remember, each of them used to be a startup at one point, and they displaced the incumbent. And now what we have in the Valley is 300 or 400 startup companies that are trying to develop new and innovative applications with this new technology. So when they do that, they need compute power that is available on the cloud, and that is where the need for GPUs, we think, can grow even faster than what we had anticipated last year.
I think you're exactly right. It was the breakthrough event of the year, and so it does really explain why Nvidia is just all the talk right now, and deservedly so. Vivek, thanks so much. We appreciate it today.